All right, we are back here on the campus of the University of Rhode Island. I'm at Meade Stadium, and I'm now joined by URI head football coach Jim Fleming. Coach Fleming, as always, my friend, great to see you.
Good to see you too, Johnny. As always, what you do for New England football is second to none, and I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, brother. You have been very good to us through the years, and we are indebted to you, my friend, because you are always great with your time. Kids are always great with their time, and you make it easy to do what we do. It was a rough one out there today. But as I said to the guys, 30 years of coaching football, you need these practices, right? Because you're going to be playing in these elements come late October, early November. Just some thoughts on today.
Yeah, I mean, when you go out in circumstances like that, the first thing you want to see, the kid's going to come excited to play. And I mean, that's what I learned about this team. They like to play football. And they would have played all day long if we could. But I mean, I think that the conditions obviously hard to throw on, although we had a couple of really good throwing catches. I don't think we put the ball on the ground fumble-wise, which is really a positive. But then again, as I've always said in spring practice, every positive you look at on one side of the ball is a negative on the other. But I was pleased with the performance. They came out, they busted their tail, and didn't flinch with the weather, and we got a good probably 80 plays out.
When you look at what you've graduated, you've graduated a lot of guys that were core guys to this run the last 3 years. Who are some of the young guys that you've seen have stepped up and emerged, whether it be on the offensive line, quarterback, secondary? Who are some of the young guys that so far through 3 weeks have stepped up and you're pleased with?
Well, some of them aren't so young, that have been stepping up. I mean, I think, Otts is stepping up in big shoes. Big kid by Lorenzo Thompson. I think that, our center with Trey Alexander and kind of, figuring out who's going to be the center, fill in that 4-year catch that we had, I was pleased, the tight ends coming along, young guys, I speak more along the lines of just all the groups. I mean, our running back group, they all have a little taste and did some good things. And then defensively, I think, I'm really pleased with Cole Brockwell, been around here for a long period of time, and he's really, jumped into Stu's role, and I think doing a really good job. Obviously got guys like AJ and Freddie out there who got a lot of snaps. But there's some good guys stepping up, and we've got some very young talent on the offensive line that we've got to continue to develop.
Yeah, the offensive line, out here for about an hour. Offensive line looked pretty good to me. We got a lot of length there.
Yes.
A lot of guys that are long, get some versatility to it, guard and tackle.
Yep.
Let's talk about how those guys have done so far. Because like you mentioned Lorenzo, Nick Correa, Sebastian, big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I mean, I should be better with the stats, but you're talking about a bunch of starts walking out the door. So you've got guys that have been preparing, waiting in the wings for their opportunity. So you start looking at that development, with that changeover with the offensive line coach, Coach Flanagan took them over and has done a great job with them. But that whole group is going to be, very, I don't want to say similar, but that was such a good group. They had the opportunity to be very, very good like the last group that just met.
And of course, you graduate Kasim Hill, who I feel like Kasim was here for about 5 years. But he was a stalwart, and he was a centerpiece of your offense. Talk about the quarterback competition. How has that gone? What have you seen from those guys?
I really like what's going on there with both guys. I think it's there's a volume of offense that we throw at them early, find out what they
Murph doesn't mess around.
No, I mean, it gets to be, we've got to identify what is our identity going to be. When we talk about both of those quarterbacks, I think, Dev's got a little bit more wiggle, but Hunter threw a couple of really beautiful balls today. I think they both have command, and, I'm never even going to talk about who's going to be a starter there until we get ready to play Holy Cross.
Right, and you know what? If you did, I'd probably edit it out and have a little reminder chat with you, coach. I'd be like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to tell people the week of.
No doubt.
You mentioned the defense. One of the things AJ and I talked about was how URI defenses under your tenure have always played together. He talked about 1 of 11, and you saw that out there today. They were flying around, and oftentimes, and I hate to say this, but a lot of times this weather does affect the kids. You know what I mean? Some kids love it. Some kids are like, all right, when's this going to be over? Those guys were flying around today. They were having fun. They were rallying the ball. Let's talk about those guys, specifically the back seven, because a lot of good talent has left the building.
Yeah, that's been the big concern. I mean, we've got three, proven starters, two proven starters, and Rhode came in with a bad knee. We had to get it fixed last year. But you got three legitimate guys to add into what you saw up front today. So I think D-line, we're going to have a good possibility to rotate, keep people fresh. I like our outside backers. They're athletic, they're physical. Our areas of concern is the depth we have in the secondary. We've still got a couple answers. There's the beautiful portal. We get to go out and play around with that and try to pick up a couple pieces there. But the young kids, have been throwing a lot of stuff too. If I was back coaching with George, we wouldn't have put this much stuff in yet. But I think at this stage, we've got all of our offensive and defensive schemes in, and we can go back and really refine what they do well and get them taught how to play a little bit better. But they've got some aggressiveness to them. I thought that they threw their bodies around. There was a couple of things that got out on us that we got fixed, but they'll get better throughout the rest of the spring.
And final question here, just a quick thoughts on the state of the program right now. Obviously, the CAA is changing next fall. Bryant's coming in. That's going to up the ante in-state, both in terms of the competition and the recruiting. And just your overall thoughts. You guys got the new scoreboard. Just some thoughts on where the program is right now.
The program is at a place that is time to elevate. I think we've been able to create a football program that has gained respect in our conference. I think we've grown our facility somewhat and still have a lot more to do to be ultimately competitive. We haven't gotten to the playoffs and we haven't won the championships. Those two things stay out there. But I do think that there's a commitment made by our administration, our president, and our launch for Bjorn. I think that they're receptive to the things that I've requested that we've got to address to help us put together a full-fledged championship football program. I've got big ideas, and we're out there trying to raise money to get some of those things done. The governor, can't thank him enough. He's going to give us all that money. We're going to put $42 million into the East Stands. I've got my eyes on an indoor facility that would.
We've been talking about that for a couple of years now, and I think it would be a game changer.
I do too. I think for all of our sports, it would be an incredible opportunity, and the community can go ahead and rent it when we're not using it. I think there's a tremendous value there.
And there's plenty of land here too. It takes me an hour to get down here, but I'm driving through plenty of wide open spaces. I'm like, this could be an indoor spot, that could be an indoor spot.
No, my vision is on the practice fields, take the foam poles out, redirect it, have the indoor facility going, similar to the road there, and go out onto 100-yard grass, and we'll have the best facility in FCS.
It's awesome. It's great stuff, man. And listen, the job that you and your staff have done here to get the program to this place, it's impressive. We're pretty fortunate having been covering you guys the last 5 years, and I know that you're going to be out there pounding the pavement, talking to donors, doing what you need to do to help this program continue to take the next step. It's in great hands. It's always fun. Great to see you, my brother. Always a pleasure, and we'll be looking to get down here for the spring game, and then we'll see you for fall camp. And I'm sure I'll see you somewhere in between, because we always seemingly run into each other.
See us in church. It's Easter, man.
Hey, I'm Greek Orthodox. We still have 5 weeks. Although, thank you. Happy Easter to you as well. My wife is Catholic, so it's the whole ham and lamb today.
Oh, that's a good
ham
one.
now, lamb on May 5th.
I think I like to hang with the Greeks.
Easter's our #1 holiday. This year it falls on Cinco de Mayo, so I think we're going to try to blend it a little bit and do some, maybe some carnitas and lamb. Who knows? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
That sounds like a lot of tongues.
We'll break some plates and drink some ouzo. Good seeing you, my brother. All right. I'll see you soon. Jim Fleming, head football.